Since the evolution of 2D graphics in Westworld to 3D graphics in Future World, CGI has been increasingly used across the film, television, animation, and game industries. Director George Miller has even referred to it as the biggest change in cinema since the advent of sound. Although CGI has had its own fair share of technological breakthroughs over the years, its integration into live-action films was and is a foremost technological innovation in screen industries. This is particularly evident when taking a look at its impact on film techs, industries, and audience expectations. Before CGI was introduced, films relied heavily upon matte painting, puppets, and stop motion, which meant directors were rather limited to what they could create. With the innovation of CGI technology, filmmakers could explore broader subjects as well as use different mediums and genres that seemed otherwise impossible.
It's an opportunity to take the best of the animation process and the best of motion capture and the best of live action. You combine those things, you can do something that nobody's done before.
Initially, CGI was mostly used in science fiction, action, and horror genres, as it was known to make the unreal appear real. However, today it is seen almost across all genres. George Miller expressed its influence, stating, "A blemish on an actor's face can be changed. You can add buildings, change the season, and at the high end, there's been able to make fantasy films and make them feel more real." The creation of digital dinosaurs in Jurassic Park saw a technological breakthrough in cinema.
It just broke everything open, and suddenly the writers could tell stories they never imagined they could tell. You could do animals, you could do tornadoes, and they looked real for the first time. You could just do anything.
Not only did it provide new pathways for storytelling, but also the potential to create realistic special effects. Before CGI, various forms of stop-motion animation were used in films to replicate objects and their movements. However, this technique lacked realism. CGI's influence is demonstrated in this comparison of the 1933 and 2005 versions of King Kong. Clearly, CGI's impact on film techs has greatly innovated screen industries. As a technological advancement, CGI transformed the film industry, impacting the jobs, time, and costs involved in filmmaking. Initially, Hollywood was less lenient towards CGI due to the financial costs and middling returns of Tron. However, the major success of Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park displayed CGI's potential at the box office, thus convincing the film industry that it was indeed a reliable tool. While CGI has reduced the number of extras, set builders, and costume makers needed on set, it has also provided a range of jobs in the industry. By 1986, companies were hiring programmers for film productions, and soon traditional effects artists began working in the digital realm.
There's a lot of people, a lot of artists working on this film. There's a lot of technicians.
The extent of CGI's influence on the workforce is evident by the numerous visual effects studios that exist today. There is even concern that there are insufficient artists to meet the current high demand for visual effects in film. As a highly technical and tedious technology, CGI was both extremely time-consuming and expensive during its early days. However, in time, its innovation improved this aspect of the industry, and it continues to be considered a reliable and efficient tool in filmmaking. Interestingly, CGI has had both a positive and negative impact on audience expectations. While the release of Terminator 2 brought CGI the respectability it deserved, Jurassic Park broke the seam between illusion and reality and thus set a new standard for CGI. As a result, audiences began to accept CGI as much more than just a novelty. According to Pearson, audiences in the 1990s were intrigued by big-budget, effects-driven sci-fi films, as they allowed viewers to participate in a popular cultural event where CGI was central to the entertainment. Jurassic Park also sparked a debate, as the film was suggested to have relied more upon the spectacular digital effects than the narrative. Although this was disputed against, it indicated the importance of finding a balance in order to engage audiences. Unfortunately, the film industry still receives backlash for its increasing use of CGI. However, when created with a high artistic level, live-action CGI hybrid films provide audiences a theatrical experience, thus altering their expectations of film.
The goal here is for people to not know what's real and what's not real.
CGI's integration into live-action films has clearly had a lasting impact on film techs, industries, and audience expectations. Not only has it provided more leeway for filmmaking, but it has also increased the quality and realism of special effects. Its innovation majorly transformed the film industry, and in doing so, it established CGI as a reliable and efficient tool for filmmaking. Though it has received criticism, CGI continues to surprise and wow audiences with its progression, thus naming it a major technological change in screen industries.